Our troops will fight to win. We will fight to win. That's how U.S. President Donald Trump broadly defined the new American military strategy in Afghanistan last night. But Trump's address was short on specifics about how that goal will be achieved after 16 years of U.S. involvement in Afghanistan. He promised to give his generals more freedom to maneuver than previous administrations did, and said they would act more aggressively, taking the initiative in the fight against the Taliban, Islamic State, and other Islamist forces. Trump acknowledged he was reversing his campaign pledges to reduce the U.S. commitment in Afghanistan, noting that, quote, decisions are much different when you sit behind the desk in the Oval Office. Our defense correspondent Shai Ben-ari has more in this report.
U.S. President Donald Trump finally presented his strategy for the war in Afghanistan, already the longest conflict in American history, 16 years and counting.
We will fight to win. From now on, victory will have a clear definition: attacking our enemies, obliterating ISIS, crushing al-Qaeda, preventing the Taliban from taking over Afghanistan.
Trump's speech was not heavy on details, but this aggressive approach does mark a departure from the previous administration. By the end of 2014, under President Barack Obama, the U.S. had already pulled out all but 8,400 of its troops, with even those soldiers given a non-combat mission, focusing on training efforts for local Afghan forces. Trump has been highly critical of Obama's decision to announce the departure of most U.S. troops ahead of time.
We will not talk about numbers of troops or our plans for further military activities.
Though Trump didn't mention it, the new strategy will see a troop increase of some 4,000 soldiers for now. Secretary of Defense James Mattis has been given authority to adjust those numbers as needed. But could this just be a drop in the bucket? In the past, the foreign troop presence in Afghanistan topped 100,000. Before he was president, Trump's views on Afghanistan were drastically different.
Let's get with it. Get out of Afghanistan. We've wasted billions and billions of dollars.
But on Monday, Trump was singing a different tune.
My original instinct was to pull out. And historically, I like following my instincts. But all my life, I've heard that decisions are much different when you sit behind the desk in the Oval Office.
I hope that you have all heard his speech. His message was that after this, there is no limited time or conditions on their support for Afghanistan. America will stand with Afghanistan until the end.
The strategy includes a regional approach, with Trump stressing that Pakistan would be pressured to cease harboring Taliban forces. But this has been tried before. The president also added that U.S. efforts would not be directed towards the kind of nation-building exercises that were central to Obama's counterinsurgency strategy. The focus will be simply pushing back the Taliban, al-Qaeda, and ISIS, with the generals taking the lead. But whether the Afghan state will ever be strong enough to stand on its own against those groups remains to be seen. Shai Ben-ari, I-24 News.